Right, I'm going live. Hey, Pico. I promise that the title is not clickbait. What's up, Trained by Tex? Yo. Let's see. I'm guessing it's Brian again because he's on it. Hey, Chris. All right, so it is December the 5th. What's up, Gasson? Tommy? Bro beard. Yeah, I know, right? It's actually, I didn't brush it today, so it's kind of... Hey, David. It is December the 5th, and I got paid for my super chats from last time, so that means Brian required me to purchase alcohol with the money. Thanks, Casey. Yeah, I had to... Hey, Michael. I kind of have to, since I'm going to... Any of the revenue that comes from the channel is going to go through the business. Yes, we're going to get to the accident. I have all my fingers. It's a horrific equipment accident. It was expensive. But, like I said, I got paid for my super chats, and Brian required that I purchased alcohol with this. So I have tequila at the in the house, because I was told to Tommy. Hey, Jake. And Pico, I absolutely will answer it. So I was required to buy alcohol. So there is, in fact, some of the good black stuff in here. And then there is tequila, because Brian sent me money and said I had to buy tequila with it. I've been not spending money since I'm, self-employed now, abruptly. But, thank you, Brian. And thank you, Mario. So that was for you guys. Appreciate that. Right, Gasson? Yeah. So, sounds like embezzlement to me, right? Had to be legit. Had to change the name of the channel. Had to make sure all the monies are taxable. So I have to pay like 30% taxes on everything. But the horrific accident. A bunch of you guys already know about it. I think I even already mentioned it once. But my Bosch J-Box died. This is my Bosch J-Box. The Bosch. I love DrewTech products. I actually didn't own one. I don't own one. I can't say that. But my Bosch J-Box has been tried and true. It's the best J-Box for Chrysler and Nissan flashing because it's got the most successes. So the shots make it fun live, right? Hey, let's... Thank you, gentlemen. There's more where that came from, too. Yeah, so... Tommy, no. Yeah, so the Bosch J-Box is dead. Basically, no lights, no nothing. I had it hooked up using the Shotforeman Pro software, and it just went, USB device unrecognized. And I was like, what? So it's gone through 3 cables, 2 computers, fresh install. When it is bad. It is. You can plug it in and a light comes on, but it never connects to anything. So I went through the board and checked every component that I could check on board. And awesome, Jeremy. I'm glad to hear that. Great, Jake. I'm glad you got the stuff. Awesome. Yeah, I saw your SSD, and that was a nice SSD for a good price. But anyways, drinking up all your profits. No, see, I would not have purchased beer or anything. I would have completely abstained from alcohol and all the extra stuff that I don't need until the business is up and running. But I was specifically told that money was designated for that. But I went through the board, checked every component I could, individually, component level. Everything checked out good, so I went ahead and just redid all the solder joints, added some flux to it, cleaned the board up real good. This J-Box is from 2007 is the board production date. I purchased it secondhand for a song and dance at $250 on eBay. And I've used it a ton. It is more than paid for itself. It paid for itself the first week I owned it. So I went through, resoldered, added flux, cleaned the whole board. It lights up. It will now connect wirelessly. So I don't flash wirelessly because it scares the crap out of me, and it has been unreliable connection-wise. Tequila's in the house. Tequila's in the house. Maybe we'll do another later night one. Right, if I checked every component, so it's software level is the problem. It's something in the software because I replaced the USB port on the board, plugged it in, woohoo, it worked. Next time I went to plug it in, didn't work. So I was like, dang, maybe I got a crappy USB port. They were from China, you know, or eBay. They were US shipped, but replaced the USB again just to make sure that I didn't get a bad connection on the board. I'm pretty decent at solder, even small micro level stuff. I've got a nice Weller wattage control soldering iron. I use it weekly. I'm soldering all the time. I do a lot of board repair. And I replaced it again, same thing. It actually, every time I plug it into a new USB port, it would come on for a second, go away, and then it got, after 3 or 4 USB ports, didn't do it anymore, and now I've double checked, quadruple checked, it does not. Smells like lies. Wireless is the way to go. Oh man. So, another thing I ran into is the skim reset stuff on Chrysler is really nice with the DrewTech J-Box. So it died, regardless. Long story short, it died. I'd do a GM wireless. I'd roll with a GM wireless, definitely. I'd probably even roll a Ford wireless, but a Chrysler and a Nissan, no thank you. So this works wirelessly sometimes. Other times it doesn't connect. I was able to get the USB connection to go one time. Luckily I had the wherewithal in me to think, okay, let's set up the wired connection. So I set up the Ethernet connection, and I'm having problems with it. I set it up, and then now I can't connect to it again to even change any of the settings. So I got to mess with it and see if I can bring it back to life. But regardless, my business went to a halt. Without my J-Box, a lot of my flashing capability is gone. So it was like, well, I'm out of business unless I can buy another J-Box. So my options were flat rate, thank you, that will help. I appreciate that a lot, Mike, really. So what did I do to fix it? I called AESWave. I said, Carlos, I need help, I'm stuck. And they sent me this box. And I want to say this up front. Carlos, Daniel, George, everybody at AES, thank you, because they helped me get started my business altogether. Just all the support they've given me over the years. And then this, here we go. That's right, baby. I now have joined the Cardac family. So what Cardac did I get? Did I get the M, so it's expandable? It's probably a good idea, but I did not. I got the +3. So it comes with a cool card. So this is a diagnostic network 3-month voucher. So I will give that away to somebody. So they get 3 months of diagnostic network if they don't have it. And then it's the DrewTech quick start guide of where to download the software. And then the DLC cable. The serial style DB9, I think it's a DB9 to USB cable. And the Cardac +3. Da-da-da. So yes, I have a Cardac now. So I have the +3. So that came in today. Yes, AESWave is the best. So I will say they helped me out a bunch. They got me a good deal. So if you guys need one, go on the website. Hey, Mario. Mario, if you weren't here earlier, thank you for the beer money. Super chats came in, so I waited till it came in. The money came in. I am budgeting every single penny. So, and I did not want to spend any money for a J-Box, especially didn't want to buy a new one. But it was kind of it would be kind of stupid to spend $900 on a used Cardac J-Box when these new are $1,700, and you can finance one if you buy it new through, through them. There's a couple like Direct Capital does some financing. They use Quick Spark on their website. So there's financing options available. And if you're like me and you have to have it, that's the way to go. So what made me choose this over the M? Right, that's why I said this is a great spot for a TBT sticker or on the DrewTech box. This is actually a fairly heavy-duty, little thin, for as thin as it is, box. I wish it was Christmas. I had to buy this. The capability does the 3, however, the latest Bosch J-Box. So there's not a lot of info about the Bosch J-Box, the one that comes with like the ADS 625. Why'd I choose the 3 over the M? So if you buy the Cardac M with the Mega Can adapter, thank you, Mario. I appreciate that. I'm not soliciting for super chat money, but it is very nice of you guys. I really appreciate it. It does help. So you can buy the Cardac M, and then you can buy the Mega Can adapter for another like $350. So you're at like $1,900 for the M with the Mega Can. So then you meet all the latest Chrysler 3 different can line connections. You meet most of the stuff, but the Cardac 3 has 4 can lines. It has the built-in protocol for flexible data rate, which isn't even nothing is even using it yet. It also has diagnostics over internet protocol, so it adds like IP. I think it's V4 or V6. So I think the Cardac 3 is the better buy of the devices. I feel like the M hasn't really been given the support, and I know there was in the early time there was some issues with software. I think they've all got it figured out. I think the M is a great option, especially if you've already got an M. You can buy the Mega Can for dirt cheap. I mean, you're not going to be able to add the capability of one J-Box to another for $350 on any other platform. If they go past the 3 and this doesn't have what it needs in it, I'm out. There's no adding it to this. There's no add-on for the 3. So yes, there's that risk there. But man, this was I feel like the Cardac was the way to go. So now I have a Cardac, and again, thank you to AES for helping me out with that. They really helped me. If you guys ever need to buy anything for them, buy anything diagnostic tool-wise or anything, call George or Carlos or Daniel, or just call AES. Whoever answers, they're going to help you, and they're going to help you pick out whatever you need, not whatever's the most expensive, not whatever's. They're going to go, well, what are you trying to do? And then they're going to find whatever fits that at the best price range. I've never had them try to upsell me and tell me, oh, you're going to need X, Y, Z. I've had them get me to buy something cheaper than what I wanted from the get-go. So, and yeah, the M is great. The M is a fantastic product. If you bought one before the 3 came out, before you even knew the 3 was going to come out, it was probably the better option because it was expandable. And the 2 was already close to its, we were close to maxing that baby out. It wasn't going to meet all the specs it needed. It didn't meet the Mega Can. I don't think the Plus 2 met the Mega Can requirement. I think only the M. So, anyways, they helped me out a ton. Thank you, George, Carlos, Daniel, everyone else on the team there, everyone. I don't know everyone's name. But that was great. And then thank you, Mike Robinson, because when my Bosch box died, I was able to borrow an Autel J box from a friend of mine in town so I could finish up those days, those jobs. Keith upsells himself. Yeah, Isaac. Yeah, he bought your Pico and your Autel from him, Mike. I'm telling you, they're the best guys to deal with. Yeah, you might be able to find a slightly cheaper price somewhere on Amazon or something, but you're not going to get the support. You're not going to get what you would get buying it through AESWave. And you'll know that you supported, a US-based business from guys that have been in the industry, supporting the industry, helping people from the beginning. Anyways, Mike Robinson, thank you, one of the other Train My Tech guys, he mailed me his Autel box. No questions asked. He just said, you need one, I'm sending it. And he shipped it. I borrowed one locally for a couple days till Mike's got here, so I've been using Mike's. So thank you very much, Mike. I'm going to be shipping yours back ASAP. I kept the box with all the packaging, so I can ship it back to you. And then now I've got that, and I don't know what I'm going to do with my Bosch. I'm going to keep trying to repair it. I think it's a good J-Box, and I definitely know the benefits of having to have a second J-Box. What's funny is in the class that I teach when we get to the J-Box thing, there's There's already, like at the very beginning, I even mentioned you should probably have two, when I myself don't have two actual J boxes. There's other hardwares out there that can be used as a J box, but hey, Chad. So, anyways, I'm ecstatic that I got that. I got kind of a weight lifted off me now. I have my own J box, and nothing against the Autel. I appreciate you guys letting me borrow it, but it not being a validated device. I tried to do a Chrysler the other day, had a problem. It wouldn't go through. I determined, I think it was the J box. Borrowed a buddy's Ease J box, which he has the newer one, which is just a Cardac 2 that's rebranded. Flash went right through, no problems. So, I mean, I know of people that have used the Autel for Chrysler, so there was some kind of little setting somewhere I had that wasn't happy, and then everything was fine by changing the VCI. So, I mean, that was, you know, that is what it is. And the Cardac has had problems too. I have preached myself that the Cardac has had a higher rate of failure with Chryslers and Nissans than the Bosch. I do a lot of Nissan flashing. I'd really like to fix my Bosch. And if I can't fix it, then I may see if I can get another second-hand one for an inexpensive cost down the road. But I'd really like to, I don't know. I feel like there's a lot. The fact that it will communicate wirelessly means the unit's good itself, so we may go crazy on this thing and start pulling some EEPROM data off of known good ones and this unit and see what we can do. I don't know how far I should go before I do more damage than good. Yeah, I need to get a VCM2, because the VCM2 is the same as the Bosch MTS 6516, I think. Yeah, 6516. It's the same as the Bosch unit. It's got all the same protocols, all the same hardware inside, just different firmware. So, I mean, that's, you know, that's something to think about. But the name change. So I said two things: horrific accident. This was horrific. This was almost career ending that day. At least I felt like it was, till I remembered that I have some awesome friends that that I owe big time. So the name changed. You guys saw that. I changed the name of the channel. I know it's weird. It's weird for me. So everyone asked me, why is my channel was my name to start with. I'd like to purchase an SSD hard drive. Hey Alex, I don't keep the SSDs in stock, but on the channel, on the video that I did that says, do you want to buy a partition hard drive? Basically, if you just PayPal me for an SSD, I have it at $250 to my email 918programming with 2 M's at gmail.com. I'll put a link down in the description here in a minute for you to just PayPal me $250, and then with your address. I know you're in Canada. I'll still cover the shipping on that. That's fine. I don't know how much it's going to cost me. Probably a crap ton. I probably just bit the bullet on that, but either way, I'll ship it to you, because I'll take care of you, bud, because you're one of my patrons anyways, so I owe you regardless. I'll send it with your shipment of other stuff, because your swag pack is almost done anyways, Alex. So if I didn't already ship it, my wife ships all that stuff. I don't know. I'll have to check. I'm sorry, but I'll send you a message, Alex. Anyways, I forgot where I was going with something. Oh, the name change. When I first started my channel a long time ago, I literally was doing just 300ZX videos, because I had been a tech, and I didn't think that was a popular thing on YouTube, was doing car stuff. But there was a huge community of 300ZX guys, so I did like a timing belt video and which was huge at the time, and an injector swap video and a couple things. So if you go like way back, years and years and years ago, there's Isaac. Sorry. Isaac's private messaging me. I hope he's playing around. I'm sorry. Way back, I've got some 300ZX videos, and that's kind of how it started. So then when I came back to being a tech, and I started noticing, like, I think I had met, I met Paul Danner in person like 3 weeks after I saw his, or maybe it was like a month after I first found his YouTube channel, and he was at Vision 2, so I met him and I was like, hey, it's cool, and then he was like, oh yeah, man, it's a big thing, there's a big world out there, and I hadn't heard of all the other stuff going on. I know how to do relative compression, amp clamp around battery wire. Oh, I'm sorry, I missed something. Here's a question for everyone. How do you do a starter current draw ramp test? Amp clamp around battery carry will not do a relative compression test, but I want to go further than that. Yeah, we'll talk about that here in a minute. Hey, PJ. The Better Perkins is inside working on her stuff too, because she's got her own little business. Open too. Isaac, I don't have it open, but I've got it to where I allow notifications on there, so it keeps popping up. You guys can't read. I just think he's private messaging me. But anyways, so that was the name change thing. I figured it was time to do that before it got. Hopefully, before the channel gets massive, because you know it's going to get massive. I'm surprised there's this many people that are subscribers. But anyways, yes, Peekaboo, put that question on Facebook channels too. But scope settings, what I like to do to amp clamp current, since you're using a Pico and you have a pretty powerful scope there, I would go with maybe 500 milliseconds of division, so you can get a pretty good. You can get 5 seconds across the screen. You can set a trigger if you want, or you can just click go. Change your. I would put my unfiltered sample rate, the actual sample rate that you want across the screen, I'm trying to think of the best way to say that, because we had an internal conversation trained by tech about sample rate setting on the scope is not what the scope's sampling at, it's just what you've got it filtered to, really. So if you change the sampling rate to at 500 milliseconds, I mean, if you're not worried about too many pages, kick it up to 5 or 10 million samples a screen, and then 500 millisecond division. If you got it scaled for amperage, maybe go to 1,000 amps if your clamp will go there. If not, 600, go to the high. Chris is saying 1 second per division, bump up to 400 milliseconds. That's doable too. I mean, you're gonna be able to zoom. Here's the thing: at 4 million samples a screen or whatever, and 1 second per division, you're gonna get 10 seconds across the screen, and you're gonna be able to, with 4 million samples, you're gonna be able to zoom way in, filter it down, and it's gonna be a great looking pattern. The Pico is too powerful to not get such a good looking waveform. But yeah, 1 second per division, 500 milliseconds division is what I do it at. I set a trigger at like 60 amps. So first key starts to draw the screen. The trigger I set on single screen. You get 5 seconds across the board. If you just go to crank and hold, you're going to see the huge inductive kick. You can see it settle. If you look at the peak to peak, you should see 30 to 60 amps peak to peak is pretty normal. That's going to give you some engine integrity answers. And then if you're floating around to where your mid amperage is anywhere from 130 to 300 amps, that's fairly normal. You're going to see a peak higher than what, like if you're traditionally looking to see 200 amps, you know, that's what your voltmeter, if you're using a voltmeter with the amp clamp or an amp clamp that's got a meter screen on it, you're really seeing it at an average amperage over 30 to 250 milliseconds depending upon the clamp. So when you're really looking at an oscilloscope and seeing, you know, with that kind of resolution, then you're probably closer looking somewhere between like 150 to 300 amps or something like that. So that's pretty normal. That's what you're going to see. It's going to give you a lot of indication of if you do that with voltage also on your second channel, that's a good battery test. Good battery charging system test if you let it start. There's a lot going on there. Anyways, there's a lot more that can be written about that. That's just my quick blurb. Zoom is amazing. Bump up the resolution versus filter. I bump up the resolution, but then you're gonna have to add a filter because you're gonna catch all the weird fluctuations. Super Mario, how do you like in your Pico scope? Bit res. How many com bars average on a starter? Commutator bars? I can't say that I've ever counted, to be honest. I don't look at starter motors like you look at a fuel pump. I don't. I'm looking at overall amperage. Have you had a chance to film any videos with it yet? I think he means get a good look, maybe a dead spot in the starter commutator. Oh, okay, yeah, it'd be helpful if I paid more attention to that. Thanks, Mario. Isaac. All right, anyways, thank you guys very much. I don't want to cut the conversation off, but I feel like I'm just going to ramble on if we talk any longer. I had some guys buy quite a few hard drives already. So those have all shipped out. I ran out of hard drives. I kept, you know, I got one coming in Monday, so I can ship out Tuesday for the next batch of them to go out. So if you guys are interested in those, you can go back and watch that video. And they're just hard drives I have set up. But I wanted to thank everybody. Thank everyone for your support. Thank AESWave. Thank Mike. Thank you, Mike. Thank you, Ashley Brooks. He's a local guy who let me borrow his DrewTech device. Wait, Keith, wait. Chris says wait. Diagnose Raglan, what's going on? Chris, this is where you troll me to hold on one more thing, and then he trails on and he's going to do something dumb and then do it again, and he does it every time and he's good at it. But anyways, thank you, everybody. I appreciate it. I'm going to go finish probably another beer. Chris, dang it. I'm going to continue working. I'll let you guys know how the Bosch J-Box repair turns out, if I can actually get it to fix. Have an HDD video link. Jesus Christ. Hopefully I'll get some filming with the J-Box. As bad was I did a flash last thing this evening, came home, and then the J-Box was there, and I was like, dang it, I could have used it. But thank you, everybody. I'm gonna get going. Don't forget to like, subscribe. I added a little watermark thing down this side of the screen. It's weird looking at this little watermark down here for you, so you can subscribe. There's a link for the Patreon channel down below. If you want to get help with tech support, you want to join in some of the conversations and see like the J2534 class I'm doing. It's a total of 8-hour class spanned over weeks of time. We're having teaching that class live on there, and we're having some conversations about it. So it's great. It's a class that's designed to get you going from the beginning of just knowing that software updates are out there all the way to you're comfortable to do Flash and troubleshoot when you have a problem. So thank you, guys. We'll see you next time. Remember, like, subscribe, comment, do all the good stuff, press all the buttons, do all the things, and we'll see you next time.